It's official, OR7, Southern Oregon's wandering wolf, is no longer on the move alone. Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service have confirmed there's another wolf in the same area with OR7. News 10 was out there when evidence of OR7's possible mate was discovered.
In a special report, Caitlin Conrad is in the News Center to show us how it happened in a story you'll only see on News 10.
Good evening, Trish. Dave, last week I got the chance to head out to an undisclosed location with a federal researcher. The trip started out as a chance to dig into why OR7 holds such a fascination for people, but it ended up unearthing new information.
The wandering wolf has captured the attention of people not just in Southern Oregon, but across the nation. OR7 has traveled thousands of miles and became the first known wolf to enter California in almost 100 years. The radio-collared pup's journey has filled up news feeds and even inspired a feature-length movie. What we know about him and the few images we have of the guy are thanks to the work of government biologists.
We've been monitoring him and trying to get as much information as we can.
Recently, they found just what they were looking for, another wolf. John Stephenson works for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and he's in charge of monitoring wolves in the western part of the state. Stephenson took us with him to check trail cameras in the Rogue River National Forest, a place OR7 has been calling home. For the protection of the endangered species, we can't show you the trail cameras and we can't tell you specifically where the wolves are roaming. Since the fall of 2011, when OR7 wandered in, he's been priority *1 for Stephenson, and when springtime hits, he ramps up his tracking.
This is the season when they den, so that's why we're kind of spending some extra time at this time of year. And
whether or not this new wolf and OR7 are mating hasn't yet been figured out. But what we do know is they're both trotting the same territory. We were out when the evidence of the new animal was found on federal trail cameras, but it wasn't confirmed until this week. Released along with its photo is one of the best known images of OR7. The motion-triggered shots came off the same trail camera, one after the other. At this time, where the animal came from isn't clear, but lone wolves are not as rare as you might think. Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife say they estimate 10% or more of every wolf population lives as dispersed animals. In fact, it's part of the reproduction process.
Virtually all of our wolves, our new packs in Oregon, all the 8 packs that we have, occur by initially 2 wolves finding each other.
Russ Morgan is the wolf program coordinator for the state. He's the leader of the team that collared OR7 when he was a pup from the Amnaha pack in northeast Oregon. Morgan says dispersal is how wolves spread the gene pool because most packs consist of mom, dad, and siblings. Morgan says being a lone wolf isn't so much about a solitary life, but about the chance to find a mate.
And we do know that wolves are very capable of finding each other. We don't quite understand how that works, but they find each other very amazingly.
What they do know about the wolf dating search, the animals use their noses to sniff each other out and their voices to howl other wolves closer and closer. Right now, the state says of the 64 wolves we have, 4 are known to be wandering alone, which leads biologists to believe Southwest Oregon's population could continue to grow.
Wolves are capable of dispersing really long distances, as OR7 showed us, and we think it's not very many wander this far to the west, but some do, and so I think as the population continues to get bigger in eastern Oregon, we're going to see more wolves showing up here.
Coming up tomorrow on News 10 at 6, what a growing wolf population means for ranchers. We'll look at what's happened in northeast Oregon and the limited control cattlemen have over the situation. Covering more news, Caitlin Conrad, News 10.